Welcome to another episode of Thoughts to Chew On, the show where the chopping block gets fleshed out, and the closure of Fast and Furious Supercharged is cursed. And what's worse, it's temporary. Last time, we briefly went through the history of this attraction, and why its rumored closure has been met with celebration from theme park guests, both casual and ranked. We also discussed why Universal Orlando will close a ride that, while hated by people, is representative of a film franchise that makes them a lot of money. Universal's upcoming theme park, Universal Epic Universe, has been bleeding them dry with its construction, so various cost-cutting methods have been implemented. The smoking gun is the removal of the 3D film from Skull Island, Reign of Kong, in Islands of Adventure. But the closure of Fast and Furious Supercharged, albeit temporary, has caused a domino effect of closures between Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. One is Tear Down Flyers, a kid's ride that not one adult can ride unless you're Flash Stanley, and also known as the other ride in Jurassic Park. The other is Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, which threw me for a loop. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit felt like a staple of Universal Studios Florida, but honestly that could be because it extends to CityWalk. This is the shopping and dining area of the resort, so its massive size and out there design could mess with my perception of the ride. However, the coolest thing about the ride is the concept as a whole. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit asks the question, what if you could ride a roller coaster while listening to music? The seats have speakers that surround you, and a phone that's placed in the seat so you can choose a song from a curated selection. While I never got to ride it myself because I'm afraid of roller coasters, the musical aspect always pulled me in. Can you imagine riding a roller coaster while listening to From Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica, or even Humble by Kendrick Lamar? That will be euphoric. So with the cool and evergreen concept of roller coaster but with music, why is Universal Orlando closing down this attraction? Well, if you look under the cool concept, the ride itself has a long, problematic history of being mismanaged to the point of barely working at best, and at worst causing a traumatic brain injury. Essentially, the ride is pretty infamous for riding you harder than Kendrick Lamar has been riding Drake this week, or in non-current event specific terms, that injured guy from SpongeBob. So the ride not working consistently has racked up a pretty sizable bill that makes its removal a necessity, especially if Universal needs money to fund the construction of Universal Epic Universe. To add insult to injury, the music aspect has seen a downgrade over the years. Originally, the ride opened up with 30 songs and a secret track list, and 16 years later, that number has dwindled to a pathetic 5, while keeping that secret track list to my knowledge. But it's still a far cry from the original number, and kneecaps the desire to write it, on top of everything else. A way to tie this back to Fast and Furious Supercharged is to speculate about a possible replacement for Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. Recently, Universal Studios Hollywood announced a new roller coaster based around the Fast and Furious franchise called Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. This attraction is set to open in 2026, which is the same year the final Fast and Furious movie is set to release. Universal Studios Hollywood is 2 for 2 on horrible rides based on the franchise, the aforementioned Fast and Furious Supercharged, and a little show that acted as a stop in the studio tour in the 2000s. But if the ride does well or is liked well enough, they could clone it and bring it in to replace Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. That's the only thing that can replace it at the moment, unless they plan to build an entirely new attraction a year or so after the opening of Universal Epic Universe. Outside the theme parks, CityWalk has seen a few closures of its own. CityWalk is essentially the hub area that connects the parking lot and the two parks. CityWalk is a place to shop, dine, see a movie, or party till 2 in the morning. You can enjoy it separately from going to the parks, or it can be a nice cap-off to a thrill-filled day at either park. First, they're closing the Cinnabon. While a Cinnabon might seem like a nothing burger, it was one of those places where you can get a nice snack before heading back to your hotel. It was also a memorable smell marker in CityWalk, other than the great food and the less than great sweat. The other thing that's closing down is the Quiet Flight store. This is a regular surf shop and was another thing to weirdly pile into a video about the cursed closure of an attraction, especially with 2 attractions closing on top of it. It matters too. The storefront had a photo op that made you look like you're riding the waves. I've been going to the park since I was a baby, and it's one of those things you look forward to whenever you go. Families will take pictures, and it was so popular you'd probably find hundreds, if not thousands of photos online where people did it. My family probably did it, but sadly I don't have the photos on me. So it just sucks that there is a visible and tangible cut in almost every aspect of the Universal Orlando experience. I don't think the hotels are suffering any changes. In fact, I believe they're opening up a new one, but the point still stands. The temporary closure of Fast and Furious Supercharged is cursed, and I wonder what's closing down next to make way for Universal Epic Universe. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank everyone for their recent support of my Werewolf Smasher Pass video. I hope some of you bought Aaron Duss's book, The Varcross Key, It's a great book, and if you missed out, I'll put the link to get it here and in the description below. Hello to my new subscribers, and I hope that you're here to stay and enjoy what I make next. If you liked the video and want to see more, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I like to leave our patrons, LeoCrit, RetroRoy, Hack13, Neosai, Burbsai, the channel with a freakishly long name, and Hachi, for supporting the channel. And for $1 a month, your name will show up right here on top of early access to new videos. Love you guys, and shamalamoomoo.